I read the problem, but I'm most likely sure I'd probably get stuck at some point. However, I haven't tried it, so
Okay, so want to work on 13 together?
yeah.
Okay, sure. So let me copy problem. Internal angle, angles of quadrilateral ABCD form and arithmetic progression. Triangles ABC and DCB are similar with this one. Moreover, the angles in each of these two triangles also form an arithmetic. What is the largest possible sum of the two largest angles? Okay, so let's draw this one. A, B, C, D. Okay, we don't know in, for example, triangle ABCD, which of them is minimum, which of them is maximum, right?
Yeah.
But let's consider these two triangles, ABD and A and BCD, right? It says
Yes.
they are similar, and it says DBA. It's when this one is alpha is equal to DCB. This one is also alpha. ADB. This one is beta is equal to CBD is beta, right?
Mhm.
And this one is theta. This one is theta, right?
Yeah.
And here also it says alpha, beta, theta also creates an arithmetic form and arithmetic progression, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can look if you consider beta, theta, alpha. Let's consider cases, okay? For example, alpha is the minimum one, then beta, then theta. Which angles are similar to consider? Look, alpha is this one, beta is this one, and this one, right?
Yeah.
Alpha is similar, is similar to theta, right? Because one main angle and one of these things. Theta also is this, but beta is not similar, right? Understood?
Sorry.
Look, when I want, if I want to write all of the cases, I should write 3 factorial cases for which of them is smaller, which of them is greater, right?
Yeah.
For alpha,
I'm
beta.
trying to see.
Yes, but alpha and theta are similar, so if you want to consider this, okay, check it.
Alpha and beta are similar. What?
Are similar, I mean this, that for example, if you consider alpha, theta, if you switch alpha and theta, then we reach the same value, because in the end it says largest possible two angles. Because alpha is one angle and one this small angle, theta is the same. So if you check this case and this case, both we reach the same answer. So you don't need to check both of them.
I'm sorry, I don't think I understand.
Look, alpha diagram is this, theta is this.
Yes.
So what's the difference between these two cases? For example, suppose for this case, we find largest two possible angles. Some of them is, for example, 200, okay? I say for
Okay.
this one, again, we reach 200. Check this one.
I see. I mean, so yeah, I know that you're asserting that alpha and beta are interchangeable.
Not alpha, beta. Alpha, theta.
I'm
Because
sorry, alpha theta. Alpha theta are
beta is
interchangeable.
one of this small angle, one of the angle between this diagonal and this side. Beta, again, this and this one. But alpha is one of the main angles and one angle that is between a side and this diagonal, like this. If you see from
Oh, I
C
see. I get it now.
and if you
I
see
think.
from A, alpha and theta are the same.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, that makes
Okay,
sense. Now.
so when we want to check the cases, when we want to use casework, we don't need to check 3 factorial cases. We need to check 3 cases because permutation of alpha and theta is not important. So if alpha theta like this, third case is beta alpha theta. Agreed?
Yeah.
Okay, now let's check these 3 cases. For the first case, let's copy like this. And let me erase this. It's this one. Oh, let's check this one. Okay. I think I should move here to be able to remove. So let's remove it. alpha is the smallest one. So you can say alpha is x. This one is x. Beta is the greater one, x plus d. This one is x plus 2d, right?
Yes.
Beta
That
is x plus 2d, and this one is x plus d, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for the first case, for this case, we can find a relationship between x and d. And let me ask you
Um,
something. You can, we solved a problem, I remember, like this, that for example, angle A less than B less than C in a triangle, then if they form an arithmetic progression, we can find the angle B, the mid
yeah,
angle.
yeah, I remember the problem.
Remember?
Um, yeah, I do.
Okay, so suppose A, B, C are the angles of triangle ABC that form an arithmetic progression, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Suppose that A is less than or equal to B less than or equal to C, then
Yeah,
find angle B. Try.
it must be 60.
Yes, why?
Because if you add all the things, that would be 3x plus 3d is equal to 180. If you divide it by
Yes. You
3x,
can use that, or you can say we said B is A plus C over 2, right?
yes, also
And
that.
we know A plus B plus C is equal to 180. A plus
Mm-hmm.
C is 2B. 2B plus B is 180, so B is 60. Okay, so for the first case, we can understand that the mid angle x plus d is 60, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let me write it. X plus d is 60. This one is 60. So this one is 60. This one is 60 minus d. This one is 60 plus d, right?
Yeah.
This one 60 plus d. This one 60 minus d, right?
Yeah.
What about the first a? This one also is 60 plus, right?
Yeah.
And the last one is 60 minus. Okay, so if you write the angles of the quadrilateral, it's 60 minus d, 60 plus d, 120 minus d, 120 plus d, right?
Uh-huh.
They form an arithmetic progression, right?
Yes.
So here you should find d and largest two angles, then also you should try these two parts, okay? Try on your
Okay.
own.
Yeah, the answer would be D, 240.
240? Okay, let's check. For this one, what can we say about d?
D would be, for that one, equal to 15. Because if 60 plus 2D is, oh, sorry, 60 plus 3D is equal to 120 minus D. So that, yeah. Because it's plus 2D each time. Right, to be arithmetic.
We know maximum one is 12 plus d, right?
Mm-hmm.
And minimum one obviously is 16 minus d, right?
Mm-hmm.
But maybe 60 plus d, can 60 plus d, for example, be greater than 12, 120 minus d? 120 minus. So if this is a smaller, it means that d is less than 120, 90, right? Is d greater than 90 or not? Is it possible for d, is it say for example acute triangles or not? So do you agree we should consider both cases?
Sorry, I'm confused by the
What?
watch.
I said we have
What
two
I think,
cases. This one, this one, this. For
is it okay if I
arithmetic.
describe, is it okay if I describe my approach and you
Okay,
explain
okay,
what
sure.
is
What's your
happening?
approach?
Okay, so I know that all of the angles must be in an arithmetic sequence.
Yes.
And so, since I don't think there'd be,
Okay,
oh, I
okay.
see,
So
I see.
explain. Yes, form an arithmetic progression. Then what?
Yeah, so then I just need to find what D equals to find the right angles and then add them up.
Exactly.
And so it's a progression of plus 2D plus 2D plus 2D. And I don't think there's any case where 60 plus D would be greater than 120 minus D because it
Why
would,
you said plus 2d? I don't understand this part. Why you are saying 2d plus 2d plus 2d?
because like to go from 60 minus d, the common difference would be equal to 2d because you need to go from 60 minus d to 60 plus d. Because
For this one, you say it's D. D, in this case, then this one also would be D. So in this case, we understand what's D equal to? 60 plus 2D is 120 plus D, right?
yeah.
So in this case, D is 60,
Wait.
right?
60 plus 2d.
Agreed?
Yeah. Sorry, yeah.
Okay, but we have a contradiction here. Because
Yeah.
if D is 60, then 60 is good, but for D 60,
Can't have 0?
so if D is 60, this one also would be 60. Oh, no, that's good. 120. This angle will be 180. That's a contradiction because
Yeah.
angles
Yeah.
cannot be equal to 180.
Yeah.
Yes, but
Also,
for this one, what can we say? It's 2D, right?
yeah.
Then 2D,
Also, I'm not sure.
yes.
Would it be possible for 60 plus d to be have a d that such that 120 minus d would be less than? Because wouldn't it max out at 60 since 60 minus d the angle must not
You
be
mean this
0?
case?
I mean the top, like, yeah, wouldn't that not be? I know we just proved through contradiction that it's not possible, but since d can only be 60 at the highest amount, since we can't have, well, less than 60 because we can't have an angle of
Why
0.
maximum D? Because of this, it's maximum D is 6. Then what?
Yeah. So, I mean, that means there would never be a case where 60 plus d is going to be greater than 120 minus d. So,
Because D is less than 60, we can conclude this. Or we can write it like this, and then D6 a contradiction, yes. So we should only consider this case.
yeah.
Okay, for this case, this one will be greater than this because D is less than 60, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And if we check this, 60 plus 2D plus 2D, 60 plus 3D is 120 minus D, right?
Yeah.
So 4D is equal to 60, so D is equal to 15, right?
Yeah.
So the angles will be 45, less than 75, less than 105, less than 135, right?
Yes.
Okay, are these cases good? It's good, right?
Yeah.
And if we check this angle, D is 15, so this one is 75, this one is 45, this one is 45, and this one is 75, right?
Yeah.
And in this case, sum of two cases will be 240, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now we should check the rest. Case number 2 and case number 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
For case number 2, let me do something first. Oh, let me move it here to see all the angles. Now let's remove it. Okay, we know because theta is the mid angle, so theta is 60, this one is 60, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alpha is the smallest one, so 60 minus t, 60 plus t, 60 plus, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this one is 60 minus. And now, let's move it there. Okay, so if you want to consider the angles of this quadrilateral, it is 60, 160 minus d, 120, and 120 plus d, right?
Yes.
From here, we know d is less than 60, right? And
Yeah.
we know the smallest one, obviously you don't need to consider this one is 60, and then 120, and then 120 plus d, right?
Yeah. But then we reach a contradiction, no? Because the only way this would work as a sequence is if d equals
It is
60.
60,
But
right? So this one
yeah.
also should be 60. So d is 60, and that's a contradiction, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me cut this one. Let's paste this one. Um, okay, so let me erase all the angles here. Beta. is alpha is 60. So this one is 60, this one is 60, right?
Mm-hmm.
Beta is the smallest one, 60 minus the 60 minus. And this one is theta is the maximum one, 60 plus the 60 plus. Agreed?
Mm-hmm.
So if you check the angles, it's 120 against 60, 120 minus the. So let's write 60, 120, 120 minus d, and 60 plus. So we don't know the order, but we know d is less than. Oh no, we cannot say d is less than
Yeah.
60.
And,
Right. Okay, so we should answer the cases.
okay.
Which of them is the smallest one? We don't know, so we should consider 60 is the smallest one or 120 minus d, right?
Yes.
Alright, so 120. Okay, so one thing. If which of them is the smallest? If we consider d, okay, so let's consider first d is greater than 60, okay?
Mm-hmm.
In this case, when d is greater than 60, which of them is the greatest one? The smallest one.
If it's 120 minus d,
D. What about the next one?
60.
Then
Mm-hmm. 120,
and then
60 plus d.
60 plus. If d is 60, it's not possible, right? Because then we have
Yeah.
60, let's not equal to
Mm,
60, let's not equal to 120, let's not equal to 120. That's a
Yeah.
contradiction, right?
Yeah.
If d is less than 60, then what's the order?
Then that'll be 60, 120 minus d. Wait, actually,
We don't
yeah.
know which of them is greater, 120 minus d or 60 plus d, right?
Yeah.
But we can
So,
check it. 120 minus d is greater than 60 plus d if and only if 2d is less than 60, right?
yeah.
So d is less than 30. But we
Yeah.
know 60 plus d is obviously greater, right? Or not?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
60 plus d is greater because 2d is greater than 60, right?
Yeah.
But
If d is less than
for example, if
60.
d is 10,
Uh,
no, I think I'm
um,
miscalculating. Look, for example, if d is 10, this one is greater, right?
yeah. But if
No, but
it's
why I consider 30 here? I have problem. Yes, so we know these. Okay, so it's important that it's greater than 30 or less than 30, right?
yeah.
Okay, less than 30. So if d is greater than 30, then this one is smaller than this, right?
Yeah.
If d is 30, then our angles are this 120, 90, and 90. It's not possible to have two equals and then others different, right?
Mm-hmm.
If d is less than 30, then we can say 60 plus d, then 120 minus d, right?
Mm.
Is less than what? What's the last one?
It's less than, so it's
120,
basically
right?
120. Yeah.
And this one 1. Okay, so let's check each of them. For
Okay.
the first one, the difference is 60, right? So this one, 60 contradiction, right?
Can't be. Yeah.
It can be 6 because 180 is equal to 60 plus d, then d is 120, which is contradiction. Because if d is 120, or this one would be 180, right?
Yeah.
One
Basically,
angle
it's just
cannot be 180.
so,
This 160, 120 minus the 60 plus d. So what can we say about this? We
okay.
can say,
So
we agree, we can say these
it's,
three create a an arithmetic sequence. So this one is
yeah.
arithmetic average of these two.
I would say it's also plus 60 minus d if you consider the pattern.
Yes, we
That
can say it's this one is 60 minus d. And
and that one's
this
also
one
60
also is
minus.
60 minus d, right? And
Mm-hmm.
this one also should be 60 minus d.
Yeah.
So
So
120 is 180 minus 2d is equal to 60 plus d, right?
yes.
So 3d is 240. A is 120, right?
It's 40.
D is 40, right?
Yeah.
But it seems to be correct. Let's check it. So if you consider this case, D is 40, so 60 less than 80, less than 100, less than 120, right?
Yeah.
And it's good. Agreed.
Yeah.
But what's the lowest? Some of them 220, but the previous one was better. 240,
Yeah.
right?
Kind of. Yeah, I didn't check all the cases on the last one because I undercased, but
What we should check, right? So this
yeah.
one is plus D, this one plus D. So 60 plus 2D is 120 minus D, right?
Yeah.
So
And that
3D is
makes
180. Is 3D is 120 is 60, right?
yeah.
So D is 20. And if you check, it will be 60, 80, 100. Again, same thing, 120, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what's the answer equal to?
D 240.
Exactly. Okay.